A crossflow fan is the only fan where the air passes through the wheel twice. It goes in one side of the drum, crosses the middle, and comes out the other side. Understand that one sentence and everything odd about this fan starts to make sense. It exists to solve a shape problem. When you need a wide, even sheet of air out of something shallow, a round wheel is the wrong tool. This is why you find crossflow fans inside split air conditioners, air curtains over shop doorways, fan heaters and display cabinets, and almost nowhere else. The wheel is a drum, not a disc. On the unit in front of you, the drum runs the full 480 millimeters. It is only 62 millimeters across, and it carries 25 forward curved blades that run end to end. Because the blades are the same all along the length, the air leaving is the same all along the length, and that is where the even curtain comes from. Now the part that surprises people. The drum on its own does almost nothing. Spin it in open air and it just churns. What makes it pump is an off-center vortex, a rotating core of air parked to one side inside the drum, and that vortex only forms because of the housing wrapped around it. Here is the piece that creates it. This strip is the cutoff, sometimes called the vortex wall, and it sits very close to the blade tips along the whole length. It stops the air from simply chasing itself around the drum, and it forces the vortex to sit where the designer wants it. Move this part a few millimeters and the fan changes character completely. Let us take the whole unit apart and see how little there is to it. 6 groups: the housing, the cutoff, the blade drum, the support discs that stop a half meter of thin blades from flexing, the end plate and bearing, and the drive motor at one end. Watch it go back together. Almost the entire volume of this machine is drum and housing. There is no scroll, no separate inlet cone, no shaft running through the airstream, and the motor sits outside the air path at one end, which is why the unit can be so shallow. Now the trade-off you have to respect. A crossflow fan is a low-pressure device. The air only gets one short pass through short blades at a modest tip speed, so it can move a useful volume of air, but it cannot push it through much resistance. If your application is ducting, a filter, or any real system resistance, this is the wrong fan and no amount of speed will fix it. This is the hardware in the real world. A finished crossflow unit, the drum visible through the intake, the housing that carries the cutoff, and the motor mounted clear of the airstream at the end. So where does it win? Against an axial fan, it gives you a far more even curtain out of a shallow opening. Against a centrifugal fan, it gives you width and depth that a round wheel cannot. Against both, it loses badly on pressure. Wide and thin and quiet at low resistance, that is the whole case for a crossflow fan. 2 things quietly destroy the performance of these fans in service. The first is fouling, because dust on the leading edges of 25 blades changes the vortex, and a drum that looks only slightly dirty can lose a lot of its output. The second is cutoff clearance, so if the housing has been bent, reseated wrongly, or replaced with the wrong part, the vortex moves and the fan gets loud and weak at the same time. If you are specifying one, the useful numbers are not the ones people usually send. Give the drum length you have room for, the air velocity you need at the far end of the throw, the depth of the space it has to fit into, the supply and control signal, and the noise limit. Length and velocity together tell an engineer far more than a single airflow figure ever will.